It is 3 a.m. You are deep in a REM cycle, enjoying the absolute peace of your bedroom. Suddenly, the silence shatters. You hear the rapid-fire thumping of heavy paws sprinting down the hardwood hallway. There's a mysterious, unidentifiable crash in the kitchen. And then, a dark, furry blur launches off your chest like a springboard, ricochets off the nightstand, and vanishes into the shadows of the living room. Sound familiar? Welcome to the dreaded 3 a.m. cat deadline. Most cat owners wake up startled, annoyed, and honestly, completely exhausted. And who can blame you? When you are running on 4 hours of sleep, it is incredibly easy to assume your cat is simply being a jerk. You lie there in the dark, staring at the ceiling, thinking it must be a glitch in their brain. You think they just have too much energy. Or worse, you convince yourself they are deliberately trying to ruin your sleep out of spite because their food bowl is only half full. But here is the truth that changes everything. Behind that chaotic, middle-of-the-night marathon is something deeply profound. Your cat isn't acting out. They aren't trying to punish you. They are experiencing one of the most powerful, unedited moments of their true, primal nature. And if your current solution is simply getting out of bed, sighing heavily, and locking them out of the bedroom, you need to stop. You are fighting thousands of years of ancient genetics with a piece of wood, and spoiler alert, you are going to lose that battle every single time. But don't worry. By the end of this video, I am going to hand you a biological reset button. It's a scientifically backed psychological hack that will turn off that 3 a.m. alarm clock for good, so both of you can finally get a full night's sleep. Let's start by breaking down exactly why this happens. 1. The biological time zone myth. Most people assume cats are simply nocturnal. You sleep at night. The sun goes down, so they must be awake at night. It is a logical assumption, right? But it is scientifically entirely wrong. Cats are not nocturnal creatures. They are what biologists call crepuscular. What does that actually mean? It means their bodies, their brains, and their nervous systems are hardwired to hit peak activity during the twilight hours specifically, dusk and dawn. Let's look at this through the lens of evolution. In the wild, dawn and dusk are the magic hours for a hunter. It is when their natural prey mice, small rodents, and birds are waking up, moving around, and foraging for food. During these twilight hours, the lighting is dim and shadowy. For a mouse, that lack of light is a massive, life-threatening disadvantage. But for a cat, with their highly specialized, light-gathering eyes, it is an absolute superpower. So, when your cat wakes up at 3 or 4 inches in the morning and starts pacing the halls like they are late for a highly important life or death meeting, they aren't broken. Their biology is functioning flawlessly. They are waking up exactly when nature tells an apex predator to wake up and get to work. They are just operating in a totally different biological time zone than you are. 2. The indoor pressure cooker. Let's talk about the zoomies. We have all seen it. That explosive, wall-bouncing, completely unhinged sprint around the house for absolutely no logical reason. Most people laugh it off. They look at this sudden burst of madness and think, oh, they just have some extra energy to burn. But let's look deeper. Veterinary science calls this phenomenon FRAPs, frenetic random activity periods. But animal psychology calls it something else. Survival instinct under extreme pressure. Think about your indoor cat's daily life. It is a life of absolute, undeniable luxury. They don't have to hunt for their meals. It arrives in a ceramic bowl. They don't have to outrun bigger predators to survive. They don't have to fight rival cats for territory. But underneath that soft fur, the cute collar, and the purring, they are still a perfectly engineered killing machine. They are essentially a tuned-up Ferrari engine stuck idling in a school zone. Living exclusively indoors actually suppresses their most fundamental drive. Every single day, that predatory energy builds up inside them like a tightly coiled spring. They watch birds through the living room window. They track dust motes floating in the sunbeams. They watch shadows move across the wall. The tension rises, hour by hour. And when 3 a.m. rolls around, their natural, genetic hunting hour that spring finally snaps. When your cat is sprinting across your couch, drifting around the kitchen island, and tearing up the rug, they aren't just playing, they are running a phantom hunt. They are simulating a high-stakes, life-or-death chase to release the immense psychological pressure of being a predator with absolutely nothing to kill. It is not a game, it is a mandatory release valve for their mental health. 3. The body language of a killer. If you actually turn on the lights and watch your cat closely during a 3 a.m. zoomie session, you will notice something incredible. The cuddly, sweet companion that was purring on your lap at 8 p.m. is gone. Notice what is missing? The meows. During these episodes, cats rarely vocalize. Why? Because a meow is a tool they invented over centuries, specifically to manipulate and talk to humans. But at 3 a.m., they aren't talking to you. They are communicating with the shadows. They are speaking the silent, focused language of the hunt. Look at their eyes. Their pupils will dilate until their eyes look almost completely black, swallowing up the colored iris. That's not random. Their eyes are physically expanding to absorb every single microparticle of available light, allowing them to track the tiniest, fastest movements in the pitch dark. Look at their ears. They aren't relaxed or swiveling to listen to you. They pull them back flat against their head, what we affectionately call aeroplane ears. In the wild, flattening the ears serves two crucial purposes. It protects their delicate ears from the bites and scratches of struggling prey, and it makes the head more aerodynamic as they sprint through tall grass. And then there is the tail. Watch for the low, rapid, rigid twitch at the very tip. That is the universal feline sign of predatory hyperfocus. When you see these signs, you need to realize you are no longer looking at a domestic house pet. You are looking at a miniature tiger executing a mission. 4. The biological reset button. So, how do we fix this? How do you respect their deep-rooted, ancient instincts, but still manage to get 8 uninterrupted hours of sleep before work? Remember that open loop I mentioned at the beginning of the video? Here is the secret most owners never learn. You cannot stop a cat's biological drive, but you can hack it. Every wild cat on Earth operates on a very specific, unbreakable cycle. Hunt, catch, kill, eat, groom, sleep. Right now, your cat is doing the hunt, catch, kill part of that sequence at 3 a.m. because that is when their unguided instincts tell them to. To fix your sleep schedule, you simply need to force this entire cycle to happen on your schedule. You have to step up and become the master of their internal clock. Here is exactly what you do. About 30 minutes before you want to turn off the lights and go to bed, you initiate the hunt. Do not just wave a laser pointer around or dangle a toy lazily while looking at your phone. You need to use a physical wand toy and make them work for it. Make the toy act like real prey. Real prey doesn't dangle in front of a cat's face. It hides. Drag the toy behind corners. Make it flutter like a dying bird. Make it dart under rugs and freeze. Let your cat stalk it. Let them sprint across the room. Let them leap into the air. Make them breathe hard. You want to utterly exhaust that built-up predatory spring. But here is the most crucial part that 90% of owners miss, which ruins the whole process. You have to let them win. You must let them physically catch and kill the toy at the end of the session. If you use a laser pointer, they can never catch. You only build up more frustration. Immediately after they catch the toy and kill it, you trigger the next phase, eat. Give them a high-protein meal or a generous handful of their favorite treats right then and there. By doing this, you have artificially completed their ancient biological sequence. Hunt, catch, kill, eat. Once a cat's stomach is full immediately after a successful hunt, physiology takes over completely. Their brain floods with satisfying, calming endorphins. They will naturally and inevitably transition into the next phase, grooming. You will see them sitting quietly, washing their paws and face. And after grooming, deep, heavy, uninterrupted sleep. You haven't just tired them out physically. You have completely satisfied their primal psychological urge to survive, leaving them perfectly content to sleep through the night right by your side. Living with a cat is a wild experience. Literally. You have invited a beautiful, complex little predator into your home. And yes, sometimes their instincts can be incredibly frustrating. But when you finally understand why they do what they do, that frustration turns into awe. They aren't trying to keep you awake. They are just trying to balance the wild animal inside them with the domestic life you've given them. And with a little bit of dedicated play and a little bit of timing, you can give them exactly what they need and get your sleep back in the process. If this made you see your midnight sprinting cat in a completely new light, hit that subscribe button and try the hunt. Eat. Sleep formula tonight. You might just wake up to a completely different morning.